Okay, I'm back now. Checking one thing. Okay. It should be good. Understood. I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal sediments. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. And yet, how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, that you may be sure. But Limlaine herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their... Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did.
What's up, Dylan?
7 hells. Is there no way that we might strike back?
You had a confident customer on the phone?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
I feel like I knew how to use our product and just wanted clarification. Oh, okay, a good thing then. I was worried that by confident customer you meant someone that was like, oh, competent. That makes more sense. I thought you meant someone that was like standoffish and like insisted they knew what was happening. It will avail us little past experience. Whew.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, All these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe.
We must get rid of the ocean.
This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals.
Babbling babe.
The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul?
Mistbeard?
It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder.
Tie two ships together.
By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Merylwib confirmed babe. Confirmed babbling
Mistbeard
even.
did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King,
Pirate
you
King.
are as a scholar.
Izoku o ore wa naru.
Now, from what I have
Ore
gleaned of
ni
these
naru.
matters,
Ore wa naru.
the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task
Hasami.
of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask
Tapu.
of another. I volunteer myself.
This guy's up for the challenge.
It will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well.
I'm gonna eat my snack that I've been like staring at for a few days now. I bought this and I was like, I'm gonna save it for when it calls to me, and it's calling to me now. It's an oatmeal cream pie. I was wait. Oh, the smell hit me.
Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation.
Slafierson.
I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
Respectful glance.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
There's been a lot more voice acting in this this patch than there was in the prior ones. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked amongst us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Not what I have come face to face with a primal. I do understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judge it best that it be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man who's reputed claims to have defeated Leviathan. Huh? One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. As I'm disinclined to put any store by its claim, and even though it should be true, and even should it be true, as the Y'shtola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is one of their number, what could he tell us we do not know already? And yet, having wagered limbs of survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, we can afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will be ready soon. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed primal slayer's claims. Here we go. Seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning and idleness. The man you were looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosia. A storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Go to Costa del Sol, go down a little bit, bang, bang, bing, boom, right there. Alright. Here we go. Cedarwood. There's no crystal here? Doesn't appear so. This guy again? Oh wait, no, this is a different guy. Sir, that's what I said before you had me pick up those oranges for you. Before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! Do you hear me complaining? Ah, but I suppose those just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it said the old track dome ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? There's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, again. And the tale of Tractom's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Yeah, I love that I can storm through the doors, like ram through them with the rhino. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide as me members long. It's wide across as me members long? His penis. He's talking about his penis. When I thought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He knocked me trusty axe out of my hand at one stage. Of course, that proved a grave mistake. What happened next? Well, they grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. Oh, the Popeye the Sailor strategy. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm too modest as well as heroic. Perhaps too modest. Now, some say you can never truly beat Leviathan, but you've got to learn to live with them and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. It's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm Chocobo Dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in Chocobo Dung. And I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much, and me member's teeny. It's pathetic. Oh, man. Oh, that's fucking depressing. He just rolled over. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I've never seen him with my own eyes. But I have seen him with my own eyes. It was a few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shrinking my duties one day, loitering around the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent, some mounds off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it. Cannons firing, I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. Oh my. Oh gosh, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Wait, if you're asking about Leviathan, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't ya? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea. You worthless, lying whoreson. I can't believe you made me handle Chocobo Dung. This guy. Ryugo, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of the use against Leviathan? Beg your pardon? Leviathan? I see, that is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at Morabi Dry Docks. Please make your way here as soon as you are able. This fucking guy, man, this fucking guy. Hello. Hi, Dylan. I am Nick. What do you need? This is your inconsistent reminder that you are an attractive person by societal standards. Why the hell did you say that? Am I gonna have to ban you? I'm gonna fucking ban you, aren't I? Society, I live in one of those. I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, chopper moment, right? Whenever anyone compliments me, it's like a chopper moment. It's like, I don't, that doesn't make me feel good or anything, you stupid bitch. No, that, you're not allowed to say that, you idiot. Like, stuff like that. I have, like, a strong memory of, like, Chopper, like, specifically calling Robin a bitch in early One Piece anime during those scenes. But then they change it to, like, ass or something later on to make it, like, a little more PG. But then we went back and I couldn't find it anymore. And I'm wondering if, like, maybe it's different subs or different dub variations, or if I'm actually just insane. Compose your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. Porque no los dos. I'm gonna pretend Chopper said bitch because it's funnier to me. I feel like I need to, like, update the emotes. Like, having a Chopper emote is good, but I It's just a screen cap from the show. I need to, like, make it unique somehow. I need to make our emotes more attractive. Enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Warlord, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonsage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would also mention that she is nigh unsinkable, and I'm not one to tempt fate. The War Leader and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and I shall bear you to Leviathan. Huh? Like me? What like me? Lord of the World. What are you on about? What are you on about today? The only thing I attract is misfortune and despair. Why are you doing this to me? Had he been constructed in some haste, the War Leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. Just gassing up. I don't need to be gassed up. I ate Taco Bell yesterday. That's a really low-hanging fruit, I'm sorry. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldak and Vanillese are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. I finished my oatmeal cream pie and now I'm sad. If Leviathan starts beating your ass, use the catalytic converter. It is expected that Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Y'shtola, I would have you assist in this effort. It is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. You would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Zapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd Levy and Lady Aguirre the 5th. Levy? I don't know what a levy is. Like a squadron. What words have I for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily for the season, unforgetting place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of my own. That we all have the utmost faith in you, Hugo. May the crystal bless you and keep you. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I love the crystal. The War Leader, hard. Now accessible. We will do that immediately. Join. These hard ones are a little trickier, because I actually have to wait for real people in a party to form. So I guess in the meantime I will go do something else. Journal. I'll do this. It's a quest for, like, Louis Swallower, I think. I'm really also awkward when it comes to playing the game with real people because I don't know the etiquette and what to say, so I usually just, like, freeze up. By the aft castle. The aft castle. Or Culinarian's Grill. Don't have either of those. Oh, no, I do. And there it is. Master Command. Maelstrom Command, shall we then? Watch my cutscene get interrupted by the duty finder. Here you go. Ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be in the Nanji. Rush Tak Hiki, at your service. I understand you wish to hear the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed, I'm penning a biography of the Archon Louis Spa, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I'd be glad to assist, even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Folk. Hi, I'm here too. Now then, to continue where he left off, it was shortly after the Eorzean Alliance was formed, our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally Castrum Novum before the 14th restored it and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louis Saul proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Garleans' attention, if an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the Castrum and make for our objective. Dylan, do you want to watch Knives Out? Have you already seen Knives Out? We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. When the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. On that day we learned that, by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. And it wasn't all glad tidings, for we destroyed the transmitter. Now Vandaris appeared and claimed he was no longer needed a device to bring down Dalmud, and he himself had the power to do so. So long as Von Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained. And so, branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. You want to redeem push-ups? Why are you not? But you also want to save up for Doodle. Ah, you see, this was my intention, was to make it difficult. I wanted to add something that, encouraged saving a bit more. What is Doodle? I will draw you a doodle. You commission me to draw a doodle. It won't be good. I'm not an artist, but this is gonna be like a method of practicing for me. I'll do anything within reason, with no guarantee of quality. I may or may not draw them on stream though, I haven't decided that yet. But you will get it regardless. As long as Van Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. Sonic X Mario fanfic. Yeah, I'll draw that. I'll draw whatever you want. At length, they relocated him in Korthus and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light, and though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain: at battle's conclusion, Nael Van Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louis Saul and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Cartano Flats where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cartano, and it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. And so it was that Battle of Cartano was joined, and dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. Aye, and though all bore witness to Louisoix initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut or why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity, but people remember events prior to that moment, yes? So, do you know if anyone was near Louisoix during the battle? Someone may have spoken with him. Someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual, while I was a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. Please don't apologize, you've shared a wealth of information and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I, and with that I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Bye-bye. So Louisoix did something, and the realm was reborn. And I don't know exactly what they mean by that. I don't know what that means. Now I have a grasp of the events leading up to the calamity. And yet... Oh, forgive me, I was deep in thought. In no small part due to your help, I've managed to learn a great deal. But there still is a little more I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. What do you want? You'll continue accompanying me then. Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Witch to discuss our next move. Our research proceeds apace so far. Busy day of phone calls. I, appreciate your hard work. Gambate, hang in there. Our research proceeds apace so far. We've learned things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviewers, what is your opinion of Louisoix? He had a difficult task.
He had a difficult task.
Indeed, from an Imperial invasion's rampaging primals to nail Van Darnus' scheme, he had to contend with the toughest of problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louisoix for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet knowing this, I can't help but wonder. In his capacity as a tactician, it seems to me he has done more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines. For land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual, perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louisoix to go to Carteneau, and what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do the biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. Louisoix had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments. Or it could provide some insights. Where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist. This guy knows. Sorry friends, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. It so happens I know a bloke has served among Louisoix's guard the Carteneau. Truly, you know someone who was with him. Yeah, and as far as I'm aware, he was keeping the fact a secret. He wasn't keeping the fact just a secret. Just for good measure, though. Why do you want to speak with him? X, Y, and Z. Louisoix's biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Orn Gyncomb's his name, and he was a lieutenant of the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned to adventure so as to be greater help to the common folk. A Maelstrom officer turned adventurer. We'd be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped in the other day, you said he had business at the Morabi Dry Docks. If you're lucky, might as well keep you still there. Understood, we're in your debt. We can't let this chance pass us by, Ryugo. Let us take ourselves to the dry docks at once. It's taken a while to, get this duty found out. Oh, average wait time goes up the longer you wait. That's silly. Don't do that. Ryunosuke. Cute. Little dragon fella. Right, where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. Name would suggest he's a Midlander, but... well, Shopkeep? Do you know Orm? I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning your customers' names. I couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bought a Nymaya lily that we're currently trialing. What do you want for lunch today? What are your options? Sandwich. You're meeting up with your friend Logan tonight, Bottle Dog, if you want to also say hi. I'm gonna be at my parents' tonight, but I appreciate that. Thursday is normally the day that we go to my parents' house. But, I might have something you might be interested in tomorrow. I'll message you about it if you're free. Let me just check something. You don't get off till 7. I'll keep that in mind. I don't know if it would be before or after that yet. I'm still figuring things out. Just checking my messages real quick. Okay. Messages responded to. Your screen chat does... weird? What? What are you talking about? It does 7 weird? It's got like a heavy tilt to it, right? It's got like a little bit of a heavy slant to it. This Duty Finder's taking forever. It's lower. It's like a slouched 7. Looking for Orc Gynecum, you say? I don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though, or by the mark of the spinner. He had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. A lowercase 7. Yeah, let's have lowercase numbers. That'll make life easier. Orn, as it happens, I spoke with him earlier. He said he wanted to buy flowers, so he directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though. You have an inkling as to where Orn might be. Look with Nanaji. Where was Nanaji? Lowercase numbers are so frustrating to me as a graphic designer, lol. They are formatted differently in certain fonts and it means I have to manually go through and capitalize, fix them in design. Wait, so lowercase numbers are real? I thought that was a meme. I thought that was a joke. A Josh. Like, are they real insofar as, like, fonts go? Like, a font can have a lowercase 7? But I thought, like, in Unicode, there was only 7. Like, I didn't think there was a spot for a lowercase 7. That's bizarre. There you go. Were you able to learn anything? It's like, it's lowercase. Okay. A man who could be Ornbodden Namaya Loli and went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. Holy shit, I want this duty to be found already. What is this strange sigil? Dylan, have you seen Knives Out? I asked you this earlier, but I think you're probably in a call. Yes? Okay. I've already seen it too, but, Zach was looking to watch, Knives Out at some point soon, so I might rewatch it if you're interested. Begging your pardon, sir, but are you Lieutenant Orn Gangkum? I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that's me. What can I do for you? Depends on when. Gotcha. I realize this is sudden, but... You're right in Louis Suarez's biography and wanted to hear my account as someone who is near on hand at Cartano. There must be a reason you're here too, the warrior light who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Zach has seen Glass Onion, but not the original Knives Out. Now then, where to begin? Wistfully closes eyes. As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the other upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their majestic armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. I think they'll make a third. I think Rain Johnson already said he started work on a third one. Those charged with protecting Louis Suarez, like me, could only watch the carnage from afar, and though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamud hurled towards us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. I like Glass Onion a lot, but it's a lot. It's like a very... that movie is for a certain type of person, and I think I am that type of person. But I would understand if someone likes Knives Out but doesn't care for Glass Onion. And as all looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Man and Magitech armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. You've done enough, Louis Suarez told us. Now fly and save yourselves. But like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle besides my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louis Suarez to the last. Yeah, and I don't feel like you have to compare them like that, right? I think I prefer the first movie. But I love what Glass Onion went for. And enjoyed it a lot. I think Glass Onion's funnier and more ambitious. But I think Knives Out 1 is probably, like, better. Seeing us standing there, not making a move, Louis Suarez smiled and spoke thus. If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Don't believe in yourself, believe in the me who believes in you. Every soul who lives to determine their fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for others to follow. Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louis Soir bid. No matter what, I would survive. So together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louis Soir. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louis Soir's final moment. Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What was he thinking in that moment? I couldn't say. But one thing is certain. We, all of us, are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louis Soir had defeated Bahamut and set upon the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe that is the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my beliefs for Hugo. The belief that Louis Soir was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, as he stood for this realm to the last, he and countless other brave souls saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity, he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do is return to tell his story. Spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? A prayer that the light of hope which Louis Soir preserved shall ever burn bright. Cool little chain of quests. Some good lore. If I don't get a party formed in the next minute or two here, I'm gonna probably stop and switch to Mega Man because I'm getting a little impatient. Allow me to thank you for recounting your experiences to us. Nay, 'tis I who owes you. Thank you for giving me the chance to share Louis Soir's words. All these years that I avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take that tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in us all. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Nemilo lilies, the symbol of safe passage. As Louis Soir stood there in Cartonneau, I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I have hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you at Ul'dah, the Hall of Flames. Oops. There you are. I ended up troubling you longer than I intended, but it was a truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have many questions, biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I feel as though I've attained a measure of closure. Louis Sois fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. I've come to realize and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimony. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louis Sois smiled in his final moment. As he was enveloped in light, what do you imagine he held in his mind? The image of mankind thriving in the future. I see. I appreciate your words, and as I pen the biography, I'll be certain to remember your words. Well, sad though it is, it's time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the autobiography goes to print. Thank you for all your help. My friend, I couldn't have come this far without you. New chapter of New Game Plus has been added. Oh, fucks. Oh, that's a Vine one. That's a really good curb. That's a really good curb. I think I'm gonna drop this duty now. And switch to Mega Man because it's taking too long. It's taking too long. That's a bonkers amount of wait time. Yeah, I think I just got unlucky. But it's a good time for me to switch anyway. I feel like switching now. I didn't quite get to exactly where I wanted to, but it's close enough. Whatever. I should do drawing practice. My issue with drawing practice is I never like know what specifically I want to draw, and you know, just wanting to draw is too vague, right? I think right now what I want to draw is Kirby has swallowed Louis Sois, so we have Louis Sois Kirby, and he's like being enveloped by the light. I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, BRB, why I switched to Mega Man.